All right, you guys, this your boy Town. So back in this piece. So, doing my thing. So shout out to Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur Stevenson wins a lump-sided unanimous decision over. I'm gonna do a special video going in on Jim Lampley and Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver's broadcasting was horrible. When I say his broadcasting was horrible, it was horrible. Um, it was too pro Zapeda. I know they wanted to make it look like Zapeda was in this fight. Zapeda was getting blasted throughout the fight, and he lucky that Shakur Stevenson didn't have more power. Probably if he would have turned it up just a tad bit, he might have would have been able to get a stoppage. But that fight wasn't nearly as close as the commentators tried to make it. Best case scenario, um, man, best case scenario, 9-3. You know what I'm saying? For Shakur Stevenson, best case scenario, 9-3 in favor of Shakur. Worst case, 9-3 and maybe one even. But I had it 9 rounds to 3 for Shakur Stevenson. There was a part in the fight where Shakur got hit with a jab and it looked like he was almost about to take a knee, but also that ring was slippery. And I saw Shakur almost slip a couple of times in that fight. So, at the end of the day, now people can shut up about Shakur Stevenson. Listen, Shakur Stevenson be saying some stuff that you kind of be like, what is this dude talking about? But at the end of the day, he's clearly one of the best fighters on the planet. And that's without a shadow of a doubt. He was piecing Zapeda up in exchanges. You know, Zapeda got a couple of decent shots off. Every once in a while, he'd land some nice body shots, and then he'd come up top with some nice leads and a couple of hooks. But Shakur Stevenson was hitting Zapeda with some vicious uppercuts, and they wasn't giving him credit for it. And I think that's what alienated a lot of people and was pissing people off, because I'm getting all kind of texts, you know, as it's like you're clearly rooting for somebody. It was almost like you were rooting for Zapeda over Shakur Stevenson. So you came across too personal. But to be honest with you, it was an easy fight to score. And I tell you guys, as a guy that go to these fights, that cover boxing, this is why you don't listen to commentators. This is why you should watch the fight with the sound off. So now all the Tom and Jerry stuff is out the window. Shakur stood toe to toe and he prevailed. Remember, this is what they were saying about Floyd, the whole running stuff. And then when he fought Cotto, he basically pounded on Cotto for like 12 rounds and almost stopped him. But that running stuff is just a stigma that they wanted to put on black fighters. So now, 24 hours later, now you have some people talked about Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano's. Tank seemed to be preoccupied. What's up? Appreciate you. But Tank seems to be preoccupied outside of the ring with his. Damn, here they go. I don't think Floyd Schofield is in the cards, and I still think that Schofield. I still don't think that Floyd Schofield could do anything with Shakur Stevenson. I don't think too many guys can beat Shakur Stevenson. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. I think I'm sure after what I saw tonight, if he was to fight Tank, as long as he didn't get hit with something big and go down, I think he has an exceptional chance to beat Tank, and he showed his mettle. He took some hard shots from Zapeda. I don't think he was really hurt. I know that body shot probably bothered him, but that's what you're supposed to do when you fight to keep you from going down. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to clinch. You're supposed to do all this stuff. I mean, unless you want to just say, well, you know, you want to try to do the honorable thing. Nah, at the end of the day, you there to win that fight. You got to do what you got to do. But I saw a great display of boxing from Shakur Stevenson. So now let's see what all these racist Mexicans and coons and all these other haters gonna say now, since they was calling him a runner. I can't wait to see what's the excuse gonna be. What's the excuse gonna be today? What's y'all excuse today for Shakur Stevenson winning the fight? He stood toe to toe. He didn't back up. I mean, he fought off against the ropes, a vast portion of the fight. He stood toe to toe with him. He fought him in the middle of the ring. So what's y'all excuse now? What excuse? I know. Well, Zapeda, he wasn't that good because if you really look at it, he struggled against. What they're gonna do is to minimize. They're gonna deminimize what the past couple of performances of Zapeda to diminish what Shakur Stevenson did. I've seen this game way too many times. I've seen this game way too many times, and I know what to expect. I already know the excuses gonna get made. Well, the excuses are gonna be coming. You know, they're not. I want one of these. I want one of these people that was saying he was a runner. Come on this live stream. I'm gonna be here for about 20, 30 minutes. Come on this live stream. What's your excuse now? Don't wait till I end the stream to come on there and start trying to break down the fight. Bring your asses on here right now. You know, since y'all always, since y'all say y'all willing to go toe to toe with black people over the right to say the N-word, lame, goofy. Come on. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Let's talk about it. What's y'all excuse now? What's y'all excuse now? See, you have nowhere to go. The walls have closed in because that's y'all thing. Oh, he was running. He was running. He was running. Well, you know what? You know what? Zapeda's face ran into Shakur Stevenson's fist all night. And you know the sad part of, and I'm about to expose the commentators. If you was listening closely, did you ever once even think where they at? Where y'all at? Where y'all Mexicans at that was talking all that shit about Shakur? Oh, he's a runner and he gonna run from Zapeda. Well, like, yeah, he was running. His fist was running into Zapeda's face all night. Zapeda got hit with every type of punch you could think of. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if Shakur had just do more combos, but he wanted to prove a point. He wanted to prove a point, but at the same problem, Hispanic Mexican fighters, but that it wasn't close. And if you think that fight was close, then you just don't know nothing about boxing, and you clearly and the fact that they did a poll, 75% had Shakur Stevenson winning that fight. Probably the only 25% that thought Zapeda won that fight was Mexicans. For for you to try to try to brainwash and for you to try to brainwash and make it look like that fight was as close as it wasn't, because it wasn't close. Just stop it. Stop trying to finesse. Stop with the BS. Stop trying to make it seem like it was a competitive fight. It was not a competitive fight. Shakur Stevenson dominated that fight. He clearly won that fight. He did whatever he wanted to do. He was landing counter shots off the ropes. So can we please stop? Can we please stop playing these games? Can we please stop with the mental gymnastics? Can we please stop with the fake gaslighting? As if that was a competitive fight. It wasn't a competitive fight. I done did this way too many times. I done been to way too many fights. I done watched thousands of fights. And at first I used to be influenced by what the commentators would say until I saw Shane Mosley. Until when I saw Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya too, where I clearly thought Shane Mosley won the second fight, and they tried to make it look like it was a robbery. That told me all that base that basically the commentators are told to call a fight a certain way in favor of a certain fighter. I just seen Sugar Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya 2 about maybe a month ago, and I watched it, and I watched it on a different. I watched it on Tubi, but it wasn't HBO. It was Top Ranks. It was Top Ranks people, and they had Sugar Shane Mosley winning the second fight. So so that's why you should listen to commentators. One thing about me, I listen to what everybody had to say. I either gonna agree or I'm not gonna agree. But if you sit up there and say something that's just blatantly a lie, then at the end of the day, I have to call you out. Um, I don't think nobody with common sense thinks Zapeta won that fight. I don't think nobody with common sense thinks Zapeta at best case scenario won 4 rounds. They trying to make it Tarver and them trying to make it look like it was a 7 rounds to 5 for Shakur, or 6-5-1. Even like, dude, stop it, Tarver. Stop it, Tarver. Stop it. Stop with the BS, man. Nobody is buying what you trying to sell. All you got to do is look at the demeanor of Zepeda's corner. I did not hear them translate, "Hey, you're doing good. You're winning the fight." They basically were just telling him what to do to make the fight more competitive. I never heard them in that. I never heard them in between the rounds say, "Hey, you're winning the fight." Never. I never heard them. I never heard them say, "All right, you're winning the fight. This is what you need to do." Like I said, Zepeda's best moments was when he had Shakur up against the ropes. He was landing some of them body shots, but Shakur, giving him credit, he was slipping. He was ducking and he was blocking those punches. Out of the 6 he might throw, he might land like maybe 1 or 2 of them, but he was not really like effective. Like if you were a referee, I mean, excuse me, if you were a referee and you looking, you're not gonna go in there because you seeing what's going on. And if you a judge, I could clearly see those shots were not landing. All those shots were not landing. Effective aggression only works if you like landing a lot of shots and you look better landing your shots. But if the person is finessing, landing prettier punches, doing more damage, looks better, throwing less punches, but he's doing better, it don't matter if you throw 1,000 punches. It don't matter if you land 1,000 punches to a dude. I mean, excuse me, it don't matter if you throw 1,000 punches. It's all compared to a dude that throw 600 punches. If the dude that throws 600 punches look better landing his punches versus the guy that's just throwing a whole bunch of punches and not landing anything, well, they're gonna go for the dude that looks better landing his punches than and throwing less punches. Do it matter if somebody throws 1,000 punches and miss most of them? Okay. Now, if you throwing 1,000 punches and you look good landing a vast majority of those punches, then of course. But effective aggression only works if you look good executing effective aggression. So that doesn't really mean anything. Yeah, But here's the thing about Shakur. The thing about Shakur is talented as a fighter. He is what gets Shakur in trouble is he says stupid stuff sometimes. And this is why sometimes you need a PR person and you need somebody being like a big brother to you, like him saying that stupid stuff about Sugar Ray Robinson. Then he came back and said he was just joking and all that kind of stuff. You can't say stuff like that. You got to respect the people that came before you because they paved the way for you to be in a position where you are now. And I think that's a big problem with today's NBA players. They sit up here and they basically try to shit and hate on the dudes that came before them and talk about when they played the game. And like I said, you got these dudes that can't even play back to backs that's complaining about playing back to back games and they making 80 million per season. I mean, come on, man. But yeah, Shakur, he just be saying some stupid stuff sometimes. And Dan one, he need to distance himself from Ryan Garcia. He need to stop taking up for Tiafimo Lopez. At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia sank his own ship when he said that you can't sit up there and try to explain what's going on through another person's mind. At the end of the day, Ryan Garcia um, knew what he said. He knew better than to say it, and he said it, and then tried to talk bad about it. Then he was trying to dare people to confront him about it. Oh, I don't care. We'll just say so. I don't care what happens. So okay, you don't care what happens. All right, dude, be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. But I thought that was a masterful performance by Shakur Stevenson. Listen, I already know it's gonna be some hate. I know people gonna find something wrong with Shakur Stevenson's performance. Of course they are. What they're gonna do is they're gonna say William Zapeta was overrated. It's always a good fight until the dude that they don't want to win the fight wins the fight. As long as the wrong guy doesn't win the fight, then it's all good. I guarantee you, what's going to happen is you're going to have these people that's going to try to downplay Shakur Stevens. Oh, well, William Zapata, he wasn't that good. Oh, William Zapata got exposed by Tevin Farmer. I promise you that. No, he just got outboxed and he got outclassed by a superior boxer and a superior boxer. And I'm gonna say something else. Let's not act like those punches that Shakur Stevenson was landing wasn't bothering William Zapata because he was backing up. I still think Shakur Stevenson's hands is a little bit messed up, but I think they better than what they were um, since he fought the Edwin De Los Santos fight. Because keep in mind, he had a stoppage in he had a stoppage in the last fight before this one. People got to understand something when it pertains to boxing. You're not gonna go in there and knock everybody out. It just doesn't work like that. You can hit as hard as I mean for real. You can hit as hard as the thing from the Fantastic Four, but that you just gonna always have a dude that's gonna be able to take your punches at that time. You know, it, that's just how it is. It's called boxing for a reason. You fight rounds for a reason. That's why that's why they sanctioned the fight for this amount of rounds versus that amount of rounds. Because technically they're expecting the fight to go the distance. Now, if the knockout happens to come, then okay, great, goody goody, all that stuff. I think he could have stopped Zapata in that fight. I think what he wanted to do was just beat him up for 12 rounds. If Shakur, man, I'm gonna tell you, had Shakur fought on the inside more, if he had fought more of an inside fight where he would have been racking Zapeta to the body and then hit him with them uppercuts, he would have stopped. He would have stopped him. But I think Shakur wanted to prove to everybody, hey, I can fight at close quarters. I can go toe to toe with somebody and I can prevail. And when people was talking about, oh, he might have got hurt. First of all, he got hit with a power jab, and the canvas was slippery. I seen that throughout that fight. I don't think he was like badly hurt. Now, if you want to hang your hat on that, thinking that Shakur Stevenson got exposed, then you go right ahead. I know people gonna try to reach tonight, but people gonna find something wrong because people just hell bent on not wanting to give black fighters their credit. And Shakur can talk all that Puerto Rican shit. Shakur Stevenson is a nigga and he need to quit playing these games. Nobody see that dude as Puerto Rican. That man don't carry no Puerto Rican flag. And if his dad was Puerto Rican, he was a black Puerto Rican. He was a nigger Rican. So let's just stop it with that. All you gotta do is look at his grandfather. He always with his grandfather. Oh, and by the way, Shakur Stevenson's cousin is pretty dope too. His cousin is pretty good too. I did one of the first interviews with Shakur Stevenson's cousin. Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah, shake up. It was a good fight. It ain't gonna be a good fight to those Mexicans, but you know, at the end of the day, they gonna make excuses. I want them to come on here. I'm ready for them to make their excuses so I can body their ass. See, all they would see, they trying to, what they trying to do is they gonna wait till after I end this stream, because they trying to think of a way to try to discredit Shakur Stevenson. Because see, now they can't say that running stuff. And like I said, hey, they wish Shakur Stevenson would have been they wish Shakur Stevenson would have been backing up a little bit more than what he was doing. He came forward, he fought off the ropes, he gave y'all an exciting fight. So shut up. I don't want to hear nothing. Well, at the end of the day, it just shows you how clueless they are. And it just shows that it just shows you how mentally it just shows you the delusion that's going on in their head. They can't, and here's the thing though. When David Demetrius Andrade, nobody made excuses. They gave him his props, but they can't. It killed them to give us our props. But yet y'all sitting up trying to dress and talk like us and emulating us. That, like I said, make it make sense. How did I score? I didn't do the number thing. I didn't do the number thing because I didn't do the number thing. I had it 9-3 for Shakur Stevenson. Like I said, it wasn't a hard fight to score. It wasn't a hard fight to score. I had Shakur Stevenson winning that fight going away. I had a 9-3 for Shakur Stevenson. As everybody should have had it. Like I said, you would be reaching if you gave Zapeta 4 rounds in that fight. I mean, he was getting his head snapped back all night long. After what I saw tonight, listen. I'm just gonna say this, and I just truly believe, I just don't think Tank can beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think he can beat him. And after what I saw tonight, I'm almost positive that if they was to ever fight, I would go with Shakur Stevenson. Unless Shakur Stevenson make a mistake and get hit with something, but I think Shakur Stevenson can observe punches. I think he can observe punches. I don't think that, um, you know, I mean, if Lamont Roach can take his best shots, I think Shakur can take his best shots. Now, here's a fight that they could throw out there. How about Shakur Stevenson and Lamont Roach? Maybe that's a fight that could happen. I think that should be, I think they should let Lamont Roach fight Shakur Stevenson. That'll be a hell of a fight. I think people will be interested in that fight based off the way Lamont Roach performed, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of gonna lean towards Lamont Roach to win the rematch with Tank. I would listen. I just said about 30 minutes ago, I favor Shakur Stevenson damn near versus anybody. That's just real talk. I don't think him and Devin ever gonna fight, because I just think Devin is too far out of reach. I just don't see Shakur Stevenson going past 140. Devin probably is gonna campaign all the way up to, before his career is over. Devin probably gonna campaign all the way up to 154. I don't think welterweight is gonna be his last stop. He may even do one fight at 160. I just don't think that that fight is ever gonna happen. It would have been a interesting technical fight, but I just don't think that fight is gonna happen. I think it's out of reach. You know, nah. Rolly is at 140. Rolly is at 147 now. You know, he's gonna be in between 140 and 147. Really, it's gonna come down to, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on, you guys. One second, you guys. Hold on. All right. So damn. I'm gonna have to fix this. I'll fix it later on. But as I was saying, as I was saying, Shakur Stevenson got some options, but they might be a little limited as of right now. I mean, Frank Martin is still out there. I mean, he might consider a, he might want to consider. I don't think he gonna be able to fight De Los Santos, because De Los Santos moved up to 140. He could, like I said, Roaches in the cards. Um, there's some other people out there. Um, I don't know if he would want to revisit. I don't know if he would want to revisit basically. I don't know if he would want to revisit basically the Floyd Schofield thing. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it after I. Yeah, well, meant to be somebody else, but don't worry, Chase. I'm gonna fix it when I end this stream. So my apologies. I didn't block you, bro. Yeah, I'm not even worried about Edgar Berlanga. I don't care about that fight. I'm not worried about him whatsoever. Oh, we got a decent lot of decent people. I'm still waiting for these. I'm still waiting for these Hispanics to come on my channel and make excuses. I've been on here for 32 minutes. So where y'all at? Come on. I want y'all to come on here. Oh yeah, that's another one. That's another one that be spewing that in. And he wasn't even doing that at first. I'm gonna run into him. I'm gonna have to pull him to the side. And I'm gonna have to tell you, bro, you be using that word way too much, bro, for somebody that look like you. And I'm just keeping it a buck. All right, you guys. I'll let y'all continue watching the card tonight, but we'll be back. Chase, don't worry. I'm finna fix it right now. My apologies, brother.